Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today's message is going to be, what messages do your ancestors have for you? This was a channel message. I was actually going to do another reading, but this came through so strong that I knew that I had to do it. So this is what Source wants right now. We're going to go with that. What Source wants, Source gets. It's just how it rolls, okay? So welcome. For those of you that are returning watchers, viewers, supporters, thank you so much for coming back. I'm just truly honored to have you here, to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for those of you that are brand new or here for the first time, welcome. This is a reminder that we are all here having this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to come as you are in your highest, most authentic self, okay? So if you are interested in supporting the channel further, remember that liking, commenting, and subscribing always allows me the opportunity to connect with your energy to get you out more resonant readings. And you'll also find additional links down below in the description box where you can also email me for a personal reading, or you can also follow me on over to Scatter Love Radio, which is my podcast on Spotify. And it is just a fun, chill, and hangout session with yours truly. I talk about my own experience, and I talk about lessons I've learned and tips and tricks that have helped me along my own journey in overcoming certain horrifying, terrifying, and wondrous situations. So with that being said, I am still recovering. You may notice I am a little bit fuzzy. I don't know why there's so many flies. It got hot all of a sudden and all the flies came in. And I do have a cough. And as for memberships, they are still in the works. So I apologize I did not get them out in November. However, the goal has not changed. My plan has, however, but they will be coming out soon. Being that this is my first week back and I'm recovering, it did just put things on hold for a little bit. However, that will be in the works soon. Okay? Awesome. So with that being said, today we are going to choose from the Talisman Oracle. I've got them set up here, shuffled and ready to go. And let us go ahead and start with our prayer and get into it and see what the messages are today. All right, my beloved sources, prayers for any and all who come onto this video, onto this channel. I ask that you remind us that when we're going through difficulties, that we can lean on you, and that you are here to help give us the strength that we need in order to move forward, in order to find clarity and balance. Remind us to open our eyes and our hearts to the love that is you, and that in doing so that we can find the path before us lit. That sometimes we're not strong enough to walk on this journey, and that you are carrying us, and keep this reminder with us always. Because life is difficult, life is challenging, life is a beautiful array of wondrous, amazing things, and also some things that are just too hard to handle or too difficult for us to face on our own. And so I pray that you give us this courage, that you help us face this adversity, that you help us to smile upon ourselves in the difficult times, knowing that we are strong enough to get through it, that you have never given us more than what we're capable of handling. As these words are spoken over this reading, so shall they be. Amen. Aho, ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. Okay. Let me get that set up over here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so source for pile number 1, what oracle card will help us better understand what messages that pile 1's ancestors have for them? One card, please. Okay, thank you. All right. And for pile number 2, source, what talisman oracle card will help us better understand what messages pile number 2's ancestors has for them? Okay, thank you. And pile number 3, source, what talisman oracle card will help us better understand what messages that pile number 3's ancestors have for them? for pile number 3, source. Whoa. Okay, they want that one. Thank you. And on the bottom of the deck, what do we have? Elixir of life. It feels like there's, and kind of in regards to what I was praying about, it just kind of feels like there's a gift that's coming to help everyone get through the hardships that they've been dealing with this year. I don't feel like this was one of those blessed years where everybody had everything going good for them. I do feel like the collective did deal with some difficulties along the way. Let me turn the light on so it's a little bit brighter in here. I don't have my ring light set today. I didn't feel like putting it up. I'm just going to be really honest with y'all. Okay, so let's go ahead and see here, make sure that that's in frame. And for pile number 1, we have this beautiful piece of lapis lazuli for you to choose from. Are you going to focus on it? Just thinking about it. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this piece of red jasper. Okay, and for pile number 3, we have this beautiful shard of amethyst for you to choose from. Okay, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of lapis lazuli, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what messages do your ancestors have for you. We'll take a look at that later on in the reading, keeping in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, if you check out the description box below, you will find all the links necessary to do so. You can email me for a personal reading, and I'll get you out further information from there. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. A quick update about memberships. I got behind when I got sick and it kind of put things on hold. However, they are in the works, so keeping an eye out on the channel. I will let you guys know as soon as those go live, okay? So I'm not stopping it or anything like that. I just had to reevaluate and reassess what I was doing because I got sick. So, but they are in the works, I promise. Let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out what is today's message. What messages do your ancestors have for you? Pile number 1, source, how can you help us better understand what messages pile number 1's ancestors have for them? Source, how can you better help us understand what messages pile number 1's ancestors have for them? Okay, throwing it. Pisces, the sun, and the 9th house. All right. So there's a lot of spiritual growth here for you, pile number 1. You've been working really hard on releasing the past and coming into a more optimistic future, it feels like here. Let me get these set up. And so the message here is about your spiritual healing. That you've done an amazing job. Okay? You are living proof of your spiritual practices. Like you are becoming an embodiment of what it is that you're putting out there. And people are noticing how you are showing up each and every day, how you are acting, like how you are experiencing good things, how you are experiencing abundance, right? You are expanding your mindset. Your creative mind is growing as well. Like you're coming up with more ideas, finding more solutions. You're sharing more. And you're in this place of just being super creative and maybe even sharing that over some platforms, right? This is also the house of travel. So you could be traveling soon or you have been traveling, right? Those of you that are more grounded in maybe the domestic matters, you're actually about to graduate from higher education. Maybe you're becoming a professor, a lawyer, or you're going into some sort of publishing or ethics or culture. But what this is saying is that you are sharing your wisdom, and you're doing it in a really miraculous job, a really miraculous job of doing that, right? And right now it's like they're telling you to just be aware of people. Like, there's sometimes when you have a tendency to be naive to people who might take advantage of you, and you're gaining a better sense of your discernment here, absolutely. But they're just saying to really pay attention to that. Because of your magnetism right now, a lot of people are going to be drawn to you. And so there might be people who will take advantage of you at this time, or trying to gain something from you. But it does feel like you are in the process of creating your reality, right? And really creating the dream life that you've always wanted. And it's really shining on you well, is what they're saying here. Shine on you well. It's just a cute way of putting it, right? You are becoming your beliefs. That sounds strange, right? Like, I'm becoming my beliefs, like what? But what it's saying is that you're letting go of those old beliefs that have held you back, and you are now aligning with beliefs that are meant for you on this journey. And in the process of doing that, you are becoming the embodiment of those beliefs right now. So their message is they're really proud of you. You've done a good job. You've done a lot of hard things. So let's find out what comes out in the tarot. Now, they could be explaining, just really quick, I just want to put out here, they could be explaining some of the things that you've gone through, or what you're experiencing right now, or something that may come to pass, and then explaining further like what is going on there as well. Okay, so I'm not sure how these are going to play out. I want to point out, just to have an open mind, it's not necessarily going to be what we think it should be. It's going to be what it needs to be. Okay, so Source, what messages does pile number one's ancestors have for them? What do they need to know? What messages does pile number one's ancestors have for them? What would they like them to know? Ancestors of pile number one, what messages do you have for them? What would you like them to know? Thank you. What messages do you have for pile number one, the ancestors of pile number one? Okay. So okay, thank you. What do the ancestors of pile number one have for pile number one? What would they like them to know? What messages does pile number one's ancestors have for them? Source, thank you. Okay. What messages does pile number one's ancestors have for them? Okay, thank you. So I have a song playing in my head right now, like, let's talk about sex. I'm not singing right now because my throat is still recovering from the cough. But that's the thing. Let's talk about sex. Okay, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but it was really loud coming through right now. We have the Magician in the reverse here on the bottom of the deck, and the Knight of Coins, and the Four of Coins beneath that. So it's like, you're wondering, here's the thing, there's like this wonderment. Have I messed up how I'm manifesting? You've been slow and steady trying to bring in some sort of abundance here, and that's been your main focus, okay? And maybe you've neglected your mind and your emotional state. And so the message that they have for you here is to not beat yourself up for things taking as long as they are, but maybe to take this time in this space to reevaluate or reassess how you're feeling about what's going on around you, what's triggering you, how you feel about people coming in and out of your life right now. Like, there's an unsure feeling here that's coming through. And yeah, they're just saying there's some things that maybe you've absolutely grown bigger than, or that you've gone beyond, right? Like, you have a higher vibration than them, but you may be holding on just out of sake of comfort or out of sake of fear, whatever it is. But this has to do with your mind and your emotional state. There's somebody, and when we have the Magician in the reverse, there's somebody here that's lurking in the darkness, okay? There's somebody that's got not so good of intentions for you, right? Somebody who's kind of got nefarious means of being in your life. And so they're just wanting you to open up to the potential of being able to see that clearly. You know, we got that with the dice, that feeling of being aware. You know, sometimes ignorance is bliss, and then we find out along the way that, oh my goodness, like that's not at all what I was going for here. And it has to do with a romantic encounter. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is like almost like saying goodbye to an old belief system. What they want to tell you here is that they sent you, it's like a final, this is going to sound harsh, but it's not. It's like a final test, okay? It's not meant to be harsh or anything like that. It's like you don't want to deal with something or some energy anymore. And so they've sent you a final test, and there's like, you've got this feeling going on where it's like, should I or shouldn't I? Like maybe you're just kind of blissfully naive about the situation. Like maybe I've judged somebody too harshly here, or maybe, you know, it's just my old belief systems coming up. And Source is trying to point out here, or your ancestors are trying to point out here, that there's a lot of red flags when it comes to this individual. Definitely a person. Okay, like if you're looking for a situation, it can be in regards to a situation, but this really feels like a person here. Okay, especially with the Four of Wands in the reverse and the Magician here in the reverse. Like this definitely feels like a person. And that song, Let's Talk About Sex, right? Like, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Like, let's talk about sex. It's almost like that's all this person can think of. That's all this person can talk about. That's all this person wants. Like, they may be trying to hide it through, oh yeah, let's talk about other things. But then, you know, like they may be trying to really insinuate, let's go back to this topic. Let's go back to the sexual innuendos. Let's go back to the sexual meaning of things. Like, I don't really want to talk to you about getting to know you. I don't really care about getting to know you. And the only reason that this is coming in, your ancestors want to warn you, is because you're about to step into a very fortunate time in your life. You're about to step into a very blessed time in your life. Things are going to happen, whether this person's there or not. So, you know, ultimately it's going to be up to you. Oy, sorry, I got like a cramp in my back. Whoa. Okay, yeah, this is gonna, if there's, okay, hold up. Let me say what I'm gonna say here. Whoa. So they're saying, like, if you keep this person around, they're going to stab you in the back. Like, that was just very clear. Like, I got this ridiculous cramp right underneath my bra strap on my left side. It's like you're receiving this person into your life. Like, you chose to let this person come back, and this person only wants to get back at you. Like, that's it. They just want to get back at you. Like, they just want to create chaos. That's what this person's trying to do. Oh my goodness, like that was so strong. I need to get a drink of water. That's all I wanted was a drink of water, and they were like, bam! Yeah, this person is not... So this person may seem very naive to you. That's why I keep getting naive, but I don't feel like you're naive. I feel like you may think that this person is naive to a lot of life situations, but this person's just very good at playing the game. Very good at appearing innocent when they're not. Very good at appearing one way rather than showing the truth of who they are. Yeah, and they're out to break your heart. Like, this person, whether you denied them or you turned them down or you walked away from them at one point, or just because of how high you have grown, right? How far you've gone on your journey, how much you've grown. This person wants to... They want you to suffer in the way that they've suffered. something about this person's foot. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. Okay, like something about this person's foot. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Something about they're very cold and detached. So it's almost like, I feel like they breadcrumb you, but then they gaslight you, and then they breadcrumb you, and then they love bomb you, and then they breadcrumb you, and then they gaslight you, and it's almost like a pattern. And you might think that their gaslighting is just joking, and it's not. Like, they're really meaning what they're saying, and then their love bombing is just to keep you at arm's distance. I don't feel like, you know, like, again, I'm not here to diagnose people, but it's like, yes, narcissistic tendencies, but at the same time, it's kind of like, just like, this person just doesn't like seeing anybody happy because they don't know how to find their own happiness. And so it's more or less this misery loves company bit. Okay. And that's really what this feels like. Hurt people, hurting people. Not as really heavy as when I get in touch with narcissistic energy. It's just more or less like this person just doesn't want to see anybody doing good. And so they have a tendency to come in and out of a lot of people's lives. A lot. Okay, so this flew up over here on top of the Magician. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so we have the Two of Swords. Again, this idea, we have the Two of Swords pop out earlier. This is showing here that you've outgrown this situation. Like, you're on a much higher vibration than this person. Again, up in the air. You're way above this person's vibration. Not that you're better or worse. Not that they're better or worse. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that there's no match in the levels here, right? There's nothing. It's like basically swiping by each other, you know, at all times. And so it's like when you're just being you're doing your thing, you're not thinking about it, you're just doing whatever. Maybe you contact this person every once in a while, and they're trying to show you that this person is just slowly trying to sneak in the back door. Yeah. Please have some clarifiers here, source. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, they want you to save yourself. Look at how that flew out over there. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is literally about self-preservation. It's all about saving yourself, being your own hero. Like, again, being above this energy, right? In the sky. In the sky here, being above this energy. Like, you're moving forward, and this person cannot move forward because they don't know. They are stuck in the same place they've been at for a long time. And so they want you to save yourself. You're like gonna be fighting this person if you keep staying around, I guess is the thing here. You have to use your discernment here, though. Okay, because this might be a situation that's past. This might be something that's coming. This might be something you're dealing with right now. But it's like you have to use your discernment here. You're gonna know. Like, you're gonna kind of get the tingles, right? The spidey senses are gonna start tingling, and you're gonna be like, okay, what the heck here? But it's interesting that we had Two Swords cards fly on top of the Magician. We're just talking about that the Magician in the reverse doesn't have good intentions for someone. They don't. That's just the Magician in the reverse is someone who's very tricky. Yeah, and they're mad because you're celebrating. You're growing emotionally. Right? Like, you've left them behind, or you just chose yourself, right? Like, regardless. Excuse me. This person's just mad because they see you as this beautiful creature, this beautiful being, this being of light, this being of love, this being of emotional fulfillment. And you're growing, and you've connected with other people, and you have connected deeper with other people, and you left them, and they're just like, what the heck? And isn't it interesting how it flew out like this? It's like connecting these two things. It's like this person, for you, pile one, I feel like you're actually not emotionally attached to this person. I feel like you're kind of like testing the waters, because it feels like maybe you've left this person behind multiple times, if not at least once. Because every time it's like this person is kind of one of those people where it's like, I just always get that feeling, and then when I get that feeling, I leave. But then when they come back, they act like they're different. This is like one of those new levels, new devils type of people. Like, they know how to manipulate at a very extreme level. but it's only like, it feels like it's only over text. Like, it's like if you were to meet this person face to face, like, you would be on it. You'd be like, oh, whoa, no, this energy here. It's like this person has just become, so they're showing me like a mole. So it's like they're like the mole of the internet, like the troll or something like that. Like it's like blending in until they lash out. But they don't want to lash out at people that they want to keep hanging on the edge. And this was the other one that came out, 2 of Wands here, saying that you have to look in the mirror and see, is this really somebody that you want in your life? Is this really somebody that you want around? Because this person is projecting onto you, okay? They could be a Sagittarius, a Pisces, a Leo, Gemini, Aries, Sagittarius, Pisces, Cancer, Aries, Aquarius, and Libra are the main signs. We did have Taurus energy come through and Capricorn. So there's quite a bit of energy out here. Okay. I did hit... Okay, so they said Cancer and Jupiter is one that's coming through very, very strong here. And Aries and Mars. Okay, so those are the ones that are coming out. Yeah, this person... Oh, okay, maybe this person has back pain too, and I'm also getting a weird feeling across my lower abdomen, like right below my breasts. Like, I'm not trying to be sexual, I'm really not, but it's like a weird pain here. So maybe this person deals with a lot of body aches and pains. Ooh, look at this on the bottom, the 7 of Wands. Yeah, this person just wants to, like, look at this. He's like spanking this girl, right? Like, because he's mad, because he's upset about the situation, because it's like he's in an unfortunate situation. He wants someone to suffer. Like, I'm bigger than you. What is it? I'm big, you're small. I'm right and you're wrong. I'm smart and you're dumb. Like, that's this energy. And it's like, you don't get a right to experience the life that I've dreamed of because you actually put the work in. Like, it's like almost entitlement here. Yeah, and you're being called to really look at the situation here, right? You have Judgment and the Hermit together, and what's coming out? Yeah, and the 4 of Coins, reflecting. There's this idea of reflecting here. This person's projecting on you whether you realize it or not. I feel like you've gotten an idea of it. What's peeking? Yeah, the King of Cups, because you're a loving person. And you're pretty guarded yourself. Like, for the most part, you're not just giving away your emotions for free or anything like that. But see how she's, like, pulling on her dress here? It's like, this is this person energy here. And they're, like, trying to get to you. And you're just trying to, like, hold on. What is happening here? You know, like, and they're just saying that it's time for you to just really observe. Is this somebody that you want? Like, is this somebody who's meant to be with you on the next chapter? Because the next chapter is coming. Whether or not you choose to cut out this person, that's the thing, because not everybody's going to choose, right? And again, it's not up to me to make that decision for you. The main thing here is to listen to your intuition, right? You have to listen to your intuition. You have to listen to your discernment here. But they're just saying the main thing is to ask yourself, is this the kind of energy that I want around when I'm on this next brand new chapter in my life, right? So your ancestors just want to warn you because they see you going places that you can't see yourself going, right? They're there hoping and helping you. And look, being supportive. Exactly. Look, being supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. This is just saying that your ancestors are here trying to support your journey. They're trying to show you that they hear your prayers. They hear your concerns. They hear you asking, what is going on with this person? Why does this person continue to come back? This person always shows up. Like, I can never get rid of this person. What is it? And are they maybe they're just supposed to be in my life? Am I just supposed to resign to the fact that they're here in my life? Oh, you're on your soul mission, and this is somebody who sent 222. There's 4 2s. 2222 on the clock when I showed you this, okay? So they're sent to distract you from your mission. And they do a good job of it when they're there. But you're finding stability within yourself, and they're just saying to keep relying on yourself. Like, if you cut loose what's meant for you, it'll come back to you. But also you have to use your discernment, because sometimes you'll cut loose what's not meant for you and it still comes back around. Not because it's for you, but because they can't replace your energy, right? And so that's up to you to set up that boundary. You're in the process of healing deeply right now. You're also activating something. It feels like there's something that's activating. I feel like that's why, like, on your reading, I was fine before I started. On your reading now, I'm feeling all these aches and pains, like, just everywhere in my body. Everywhere. Everywhere? Everywhere. Spirit's got your back. Yes. Not only do your ancestors have your back, but sources here are like, look, I got you, okay? We can see things that you can't, right? The ego has perfect vision. They can see from far above everything else, like the hawk, right? They have, what is it, the hawk? You have eagle eye and you have hawk vision and all that stuff. But it's like, that's what they're showing me here. It's like being able to fly above and to hone in on something that maybe you might have missed, right? Because of course we're human. It's nothing that was your fault. It's just you've got other things going on and they want you to believe in yourself. It's so important that you believe in yourself right now. Okay, like that's just such a vital part of your journey here. All right, let's see here. Well, thank you. So we do have Libra energy here. Consideration, fairness, and harmony. I feel like this is why you let this person back in. It's because you're just a very harmonious person overall. You're very considerate. You're very kind. You're very gracious. Right? A very loving person. Is like everybody deserves their chance. But what they're trying to show you here is that this person has taken too many chances already with you. And they don't take you seriously. Mercury. Think, learn, network, and communicate. Yeah, getting out of the mind. Right? Getting out of your mind here. So let's see. Let's get an angel card for pile 1. Thank you. We have Athena. She says, it is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as you. Tough love is okay sometimes. Look, Saturn teaches us tough love lessons all the time. We also teach others tough love situations, especially with Shaman coming out on the bottom of the deck over here. You teach others loving, tough lessons a lot. And you know what? That's okay. And it's okay to say goodbye to situations to show them tough love. Not to be rude, to be ruthless, or anything like that. That's not what we're doing here. But to say, look, enough is enough. You're taking up too much of my time, my energy, the space is mine to have, to hold, to love, to support. But it doesn't mean that you get to have my energy because you just think you can come in whenever you want. Alright, so let's see what we got going on here. Simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. This is what you think you're doing. Okay, this just being a kind person, being a considerate person. It's like they're saying you already are. You don't have to do this for people of your past. You don't have to continue to be that person to people of your past because you already embody that. There's a reason that we ended ties with these types of situations. And again, if this isn't a person for you, but it's a situation, the same thing applies. It just really feels like a person to me, okay? Boom. Companionship. Is that why? Are you afraid you're not going to have somebody on the journey with you? Have you been really alone lately? They're saying, we're going to send you somebody that's for you. We need you to really honor this time to focus on your mind and your emotions and heal that and to come into balance with yourself and not just invite in any old person, right? And it's like this person's coming in the disguise of a friend, but they're not. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing is what they're showing me right now. Okay, so it's like this person is very, very clever and wise, even though they play dumb. Right? And this is the completion of a cycle for you. It's okay to let things go. Again, if they're meant to be there, then they'll come back in a way that's resonant with your journey. Right? And that's what we have to remember on this. It's like we're not letting go because we're being mean or cruel. We're letting go because we're trying to find our best aligned selves. And sometimes that just doesn't include someone to be there on the journey with us. We have Sagittarius energy here to stay optimistic, to explore new avenues, and to find your freedom on this journey. So we did have Sagittarius energy come out quite a bit on the reading, right? So we had the Wheel of Fortune, which is connected to Sagittarius and Pisces energy. It's also connected to Jupiter in the sacral chakra. You have Sagittarius, the card coming out. We have Sagittarius 9th house coming out. So absolutely a lot of Sagittarian energy here, and that's just being free. Letting yourself be free. It's okay to be free and be alone, because that's not meaning that you're lonely on the journey, right? So let's see what the shadow aspect that's coming through on your reading is. Broken. They didn't keep the promises they made. They may break your heart, but not your spirit. This is why this person keeps coming back. They want to break your heart like that. They want to stab you in the back. They want to hurt you, hurt people, hurting people. Like, this person just doesn't have good intentions because they're not working on their self-healing. They're really good at making it seem like they're growing, but they're really not. Okay? They're just really not. So we're going to take a look at your talisman card. I'm going to read this from the book. We have union. It's interesting because, where did I see it? I saw it somewhere. Oh, right here. Right here. Underneath, be supportive. And I didn't mention it. And I'm sorry that I didn't mention it now. But there is the true love. This love is a once in a lifetime love. And the thing is that this person could very much mirror your soulmate. Or it's just you're afraid you're not going to get somebody in your life. Like, it's been a long time, right? Maybe you've been alone for a really long time. And you're like, you know, this person at least makes an effort. So maybe I should just let them in my life. But what you're not seeing is, like, it's also a form of settling, right? So they want you to know that a union is coming for you. And it doesn't have to be a love union, okay? This could be a soul family union as well. Let me go ahead and find this in the book, and I'll show you the insignia here if you'd like to screenshot this and copy that and carry it with you. Okay, and this card represents unity, wholeness, and fulfillment. Harmony can arise from forces that can be seen as opposite, yet they are interconnected. And they work to complement each other. This card can represent friendship, teamwork, or partnership. It is not essential to master every talent, skill, or knowledge because our unity with like-minded people can bring the best end results. This card teaches us to trust others and their area of expertise. The heavy weight of responsibility can be divided, and the celebration of success is much sweeter when it's shared. We are stronger together. Yeah, that's like I'm getting that. It was 30:30 on the clock. I'm getting this energy of like being able to explore other avenues and connect with different people is where you're meant to go. And you're going to find people who resonate with you and share a common goal. And that's going to help you be stronger and realize you don't have to connect with these broken people. Or the message here is that you've let this person go, whoever this was, past situation. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, it could have been something that you've overcome, you're going through currently, or it's about to happen. Everybody's at a different place on their journey. And this is showing that you are bringing in a union with soul tribe, with partnerships, with love relationships, if that's what you would like on your journey, okay? So hang in there. You're doing an amazing job, and you really are calling in this companionship for you. You do not have to just because this person makes an effort, or just because this person continues to show up when things are maybe at their lowest, right? This person can feel your vibrational energy, so they come in when they feel like they can get a hook on you or a foothold and have precedence in your life at that moment. So remember your journey, remember who you are, and remember that it is okay for you to be a powerful force in the world. So if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little eagle emoji down below and say, I am a powerful force in the world. So you let source know you're calling in this higher vibrational energy. Leave me a thumbs up as well, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of red jasper, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your message on what messages do your ancestors have for you. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box below where you will find all the links necessary to do so. You can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out some more information from there. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. Also, in regards to the memberships, they are in the process of coming just because I got sick. They are put on hold right now, so keep an eye out. I will let you know as soon as they go live. You guys will be the first to know. I promise, okay? So I am still recovering. Hang with me. I've got a little bit of a cough still, and I'm a little bit plugged up. But I am here giving you these readings as I do feel pretty good, so... Let's see, is that all my announcements? Yes, I believe so. Let's go ahead and get into it and find out what messages do your ancestors have for you, pile 2. So, source, what messages does pile number 2's ancestors have for them? What messages does pile number 2's ancestors have for them? What messages does pile number 2's ancestors have for them? Alright, we've got Mercury, Cancerian energy, and the 4th house, which is also Cancerian energy coming through. I did also receive a message for you while I was getting ready for your pile, and that is to take a chance. You have an opportunity to take a chance, some kind of new venture or something that's coming up. And the message that came through so clearly was like, take a chance. Like this, we're offering you this new beginning. We're offering you this new direction, and it will benefit you greatly. Like you'll be very, very happy with the outcome. Okay, and so they want you to take a chance. So I'm not sure exactly what that's in regards to, but we'll see if we can get some more information here. So what they're showing me here is that you're definitely in the process of healing. There's a lot of healing coming through. There's a lot of home healing, past childhood trauma healing, heart healing. There is a lot of healing that's coming through. You're dealing with the family roots here. It's like you are letting go of the things that have been holding you back in regards to family trauma for a long time. So whatever resentment or pains that you had revolving around your family, you're saying, okay, I'm really done with that. I don't want to be involved in that anymore. I'm ready to let that go. I'm ready to live the life that I want to live because I'm just really tired of carrying this burden, because that's what it feels like, a very big burden here. You've had a lot of troubling interpersonal relationships, and maybe you become super protective of yourself here. And they're showing that you're ready to let down that guard. You're ready to let love in. But real love. Like not just let anybody come in just because, right? I'm ready to communicate what type of love I want. I'm ready to tell people and show people how to love me. I'm ready to tell people what is good for me. I want to have new ideas that I can share, deeper conversations with others, like conversations that are on a heart level and a soul level, not just about today's, news or just shallow energy. You want to have really deep conversations that hit home and help us develop on a soul level. And these are all things that are coming. It feels like this is something that is like your prayer is being answered, but it's taking time, right? Whenever we send out a prayer, whether it's for reassurance, support, safety, security, money, whatever it is, it's like sometimes we expect it to be answered right then and there. And in truth, it does take a while for our prayers to get answered because we have to be in a place where we're ready to receive that prayer. And so that's what the healing is coming through, right? The healing is showing that you're coming up into a place of where you're ready to receive the prayer. So let's get some more information on this. They may describe a situation that you're going through. They may bring what you might go through in the future. It may be something that you've already let go of. So just keep an open mind here as we get into this. What messages does pile number 2's ancestors have for them? What messages does pile number 2's ancestors have for them? What would they like to say here? What messages does pile number 2's ancestors have for them? They're saying you're letting go of emotional instability. Yeah. You're wising up to what love is for you, right? Because it's different for everybody. It doesn't look the same. Not everybody's like, oh my gosh, the best love in the world is the white picket fence with a family of 4 and being able to have Starbucks every weekend or whatever. You know, for some people, maybe love is being able to be seen, heard, and understood. And, you know, is love enough too? I feel like that's the other thing. Is love enough? Or do you need respect and integrity and honor and honesty? You know, sometimes people, well, do you love them? But sometimes love just isn't enough to uphold a relationship, at least in my own experience. So what messages does pile number 2's ancestors have for them? Thank you. What messages does pile number 2's ancestors have for them? Okay, thank you. Feels like a lazy answer. Like, it's as weird as that sounds, just the way the cards are falling out, they're just kind of like this. It's like, it's going to be something that is not a big bang in your face type of message. Yeah. And so they're saying to just pay attention here so that you can see the answer. You'll know the solution as it comes. So on the bottom of the deck, yeah, we have the Queen of Wands. Like, you're coming into a very powerful time, right? You're in a position where you're able to inspire others and to influence others for, you know, the better. It's like you want to help them bring this sense of clarity into their own life. But it's also important for you to maintain boundaries, because there are people in your life that will come in to try to set you back on your journey. You know, when the 3 of Swords comes out in the reverse, it's really talking about, like, it feels like you're taking a step forward but taking 5 steps back. That's what it really refers to. And so it's like being careful that people don't set you back on your journey, that you have overcome so much with the 9 of Swords here. It's like you paid attention to red flags, you paid attention to the things that people were bringing into your life because of old childhood hurts and wounds, and now you're overcoming despite great adversity, right? Things that were childhood neglect. Whenever the 3 of Cups comes in the reverse, we're talking about some form of childhood neglect, abandonment, emotional abuse, mental abuse, could be physical abuse, anything like that. But we are talking about childhood neglect in some way, shape, or form here. You're overcoming that, and you become a strong individual because of it. It's like, you know what? Maybe they weren't there for me the way that I needed them to be, but that doesn't mean that I have to stop myself from showing up for myself that way. And so they want you to know that they're proud of how far you've come, but that they also see that this wasn't easy. This wasn't easy. This was letting go of something that your entire foundation was centered on. And at one point, you may have come across as conceited on your journey. And remember, taking this with a grain of salt, that's not them pointing out that you're a terrible person. It's just that you may have had this emotional ego where it was like, oh, I'm growing spiritually, so now I'm way better than my family because none of them are growing spiritually and they don't want to heal and they don't want to do that, so that means that I'm better than them. But you found out some truth, and now there's like some sort of compassion where you can see them. And it's like, okay, I was in that place too. And being conceited doesn't help anybody. That just creates a lot more resentment and hurt and anger and pain. And so, you know, I choose to just move on from that. It wasn't easy. Excuse me. It was not easy. You had to be honest with yourself, especially the King of Swords here. It's like, am I ready to be honest with myself and where I'm at on my journey? Am I ready to say, okay, let me honor my own faults, right? Let me actually look at myself in the mirror. Like, I'm over here pointing the finger at everybody, but am I actually willing to look at myself in the mirror? Especially when we have the house of God coming out here, it really talks about God coming in and knocking the crown off of our head, like the crown referring to our ego, referring to that part of ourselves where we think we're better or we're smarter or wiser or we've got more going for us than someone else, and it knocks us out into the ground and back down to reality of saying, this is actually where we're at. One second. And that's hard, having to honor yourself and to really be like, okay, am I being honest with myself 100%? Especially this Mercury energy. The King of Swords is connected to Gemini energy, which is connected to Mercury. And so it's like this idea, am I being completely honest with myself? Am I being completely open with what it is that I'm going through, what I have gone through, right? Because not everybody is willing to do that. A lot of people want other people to take accountability for where they're at. And your ancestors here are showing where at one point you may have been in that energy as well. But now you're learning how to take accountability for yourself, all the while inspiring others to not get caught up in this energy where it's like 1 step forward, 10 steps back. Because that's exactly what that is. Lack of accountability puts us in a very, it's like a whirlwind of energy where we don't get what it is that we need, right? Where it is that we don't receive the understanding that we need. And we can actually keep ourselves from growing. Let's get some clarifiers here for you, Kyle, and see what comes through. All right, let's see. Yeah, definitely Cancerian energy is very, very rampant in your reading. So you could have a Cancer moon, sun, moon, rising, or I'm also seeing Cancer and Mercury, Cancer in the 4th house. Let's see. What else would you like to say? What messages do you have for pile number 2, ancestors? Okay, look. We have the house of God coming out again. So they're just showing you here, it's like this is something in the house of God. It's similar to the tower, what you might know as the tower, right? And it talks about having to go through hardships in order to find the blessings in our lives. And it talks about, like, again, being knocked out of something that's very shaky. This is like, look, this is held together with little push pins. If somebody came in and pulled out one of these push pins, this is all going to fall down, right? And it's like she's blissfully unaware of whatever it is that's going on. She's like, whatever, I'm just happy up here in my tower, not even thinking a thing about life, not even worrying about this tower falling. But, any moment this could actually all come tumbling down and she could fall out. And that's what we talk about with the house of God. It's this energy of source coming in and saying, it's time for you to open up to my unconditional love and begin to see things from a different perspective. Because when we come from a place of judgment or we come from a place of ridicule of others, we let ourselves stay open to lower vibrational energies. And we don't allow ourselves to heal. That's really what it comes to. And so your ancestors here want to show, like, if you've experienced something that's been really difficult, something that's been really hard, or you're going through something that's really difficult, really hard, it's amplified twice here because we have the house of God clarifying the house of God. So you have this energy here coming out saying that this is something that's necessary for your journey in order for you to find a deep-rooted truth about yourself. Where you're at emotionally, mentally, physically. Yeah, we have the Hangman. Yeah, it's all meant to change your perspective. So it hurts, right? It hurts a lot when you go through these upsetting times, like when you go through these hardships or these times where it's like, why does it feel like everything bad is happening to me? Why does it feel like my life just doesn't ever come to order? And why does it feel like everything always falls apart? Why does it feel like I always have to deal with these types of people? And we may unconsciously be in a place of judgment. or ridicule or resentment or anger or pain or suffering and not know it, right? When we think about the unconscious, it's subconscious, it's unconscious to us. We're not aware. We're just letting our emotions guide our reactions instead of responding, which is the consciousness, right? We choose to respond a different way. And that's what's happened here. It's like this has come into your life and your ancestors want to know, whereas it feels heavy and burdensome and like, oh, I can't handle this. You're actually capable of handling it, and through facing it, you're learning about two sides of yourself, right? You're seeing the dark side of yourself and the light side of yourself and how they're not separate from the other. They're both a part of you. And that doesn't make you a good or bad person. It makes you human, right? That's the human experience, is knowing that these reside within both of us. We can be awful people. We can be amazing people. And most of life is an ebb and flow between those two realities, right? Most of us are just somewhere smack dab in the middle. And some days will make us go one way or the other. Right? That's life. And that's why they're saying it's not worth you beating yourself up here, but realizing that letting go of this energy of being like, oh, I'm right and you're wrong, or like, I know better than you, or I'm better than you because I'm on the spiritual journey, or I'm better than you because I'm on the self-development journey. Like, there is no better. No one is better. Even the most enlightened person would even probably come and tell you, like, I am no different than you. 16:16 on the clock. But for those of us that are living very much connected to the 3D realm, the waking world, it's hard for us to comprehend that someone actually isn't better or worse than us, because our whole lives we've been taught that that's the label that people deserve. But it's just a label for us to comprehend the different areas of this life, and it all it does is feed ego. Like, those are labels that all they do are feed ego. Yeah, and this is something you've outgrown, right? This is something that you've gone beyond. You're just in this place right now of seeing, can I balance this out? Is this something that I can balance? So definitely we're talking about the duality, especially with the image here that we have in the Hangman card. Like, this is all about dualistic nature, being comfortable with that dualistic nature that resides within you. And then we have the Two of Swords here talking about the duality of our minds, right? Just because you have a bad thought doesn't make you a bad person. Or just because you make a bad choice doesn't make you an awful person. Or because you make a good choice, that doesn't make you a good person. Or just because you have good thoughts, it doesn't make you a good person. You see what I'm saying? It just makes you you. There is no separation or label that needs to separate the two. It's just, today is a good day, today is a bad day, or is today just simply is. It is as it is. But see, that's a large concept that's being brought into your consciousness now from deep in the subconscious by also exposing the subconscious torment that's been running around rampant in your life from a very early age. I mean, this could be going on from the ages of, from even when you were born to the age of like 8 or 9 here. We're talking early childhood. These are things that were implemented in your thought process and the patterns of your behavior that are coming through, and your ancestors are just trying to reassure you that the reason that these hardships are happening, it's not because they're trying to punish you. There's no punishment here. They're helping you to realign with the truth and perspective of the deep parts of your soul, and seeing that you're far too big, you've far too grown for the reactions that maybe you might still have. And it's not good or bad when you have them. It's just saying, excuse me, how can you observe those on a deeper level? Like, we even have the Queen of Swords coming out. A lot of truth that's being told here, right? Your existence is being written as you speak, as you live, as you wander through life. We also have the King and Queen of Swords here. It's talking about finding a balanced mentality, right? A balanced mindset. It's okay to be cold and disconnected from people right now because you're working on finding a balanced mindset, right? Finding peace of mind with the Page of Coins here. Transforming your life. So there's this need to just really dig deep within. To dig deep within your heart, within your soul. And they're proud of you for how far you've come because you are inspiring others. You are in this place of helping others see the bigger picture. And because you're in that place, what they're trying to do is bring you into an even larger perspective. That's what it is. It's like we'll continually grow. Growth is abundant and infinite if we allow that abundance and infinite to always impact our lives. And so that's what they want to say here. Those are the messages that they're having. Let's get some oracles out for you. 2022 on the clock. So synchronistic, your pile. And your pile number 2. I freaking love that. I love that. Back to what you love on the bottom. And look, this is such a trip. We have the union of the hearts, a love connection that defies explanation, and reevaluate your desires. We have 28, which is 10, right? That's the completion of. And then number 3, and 3 is all about creation. Your spirits are with you, right? Being supported by your angels, by source, by your higher self, your intuition, whatever it is that you believe. It's just showing here, it's like reconnecting with the truth and that deep desire within you and balancing out the masculine and the feminine here. Okay, with the union of the hearts, this is you coming into a spiritual union with yourself. All right, and that may be disheartening for some because people are like, well, I want to know when I'm going to come into union with my person, and I get that. But again, that label, it's like having that 3D label. How can you transcend that? That's what they're saying here. They see you on a transcendental path, and they want to see you transcend the social belief patterns that have kept you limited and held back. You are somebody, look, 22 on the bottom of the deck here with Sacred Ibis, learning exactly what I was just talking about. They want you to learn how to transcend these beliefs that have been keeping you small-minded, that have been keeping you in lack mentality. They want you to learn about your deep truth, that you are an amazing individual that's here to send, you're a trendsetter. Okay, like rather than following trends, can you become the trendsetter by just following your journey and following what you want in your life? Can you do that? Is that something you're capable of doing? So we've got 22 on the clock. Interesting. Like 2 keeps showing up for you. Again, 2 relating to the idea of duality. Something is being brought into clarity for you. You're about to go through a pretty intense ascension process. Like, it's going to be next level for you. You're going to be receiving a lot of downloads. A lot of experiences are going to come to you. And you're going to be, like, brushing off the old you. And revealing yourself. Look, we have Rhinoceros. You could come from one of the other piles. If you did, thank you. But we have overcoming any obstacles. Like, this is not something that's going to hold you back. Like, you're already in the process of relieving yourself of this burden, right? Like, you're in this process. You're overcoming it. You're doing it. Like, and we have our sweet results await, be spirit, with number 7 on the bottom here. It was all just a matter of time before this happened. Like, you may not have known or understood that this was the place that you were coming to, but your ancestors did. They're like, oh, you're letting go of so many toxic patterns, family curses, you're letting go of generational curses, our ancestral lineage is getting cleaned up with you. Like, look, what did I say about being the trendsetter? And we have Aquarius energy coming out here. Originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. Aquarians are the trendsetters of the zodiac. Like, if there was one idea of who they were, they're the trendsetters. I love that came out. Like, that's so... And, look, the Knight of Swords is Aquarius energy. I wasn't even thinking about that when I put it on there. Yeah, that's so powerful. So powerful here. You could be Aquarius. Aquarius could be pretty highly aspect in your chart. Let's see. What else, Source? Can we please have another one of these? Thank you. Let's get an angel card. And we have like house 5 on the bottom. Passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So you're absolutely healing the inner child here. That's something that's very important. And you're about to come into a very confident and creative time. Like where things are just going to fall into place for you. But you had to go through... It's almost like initiation, right? Like, that's really what it is. When we go through those House of God moments, it's like initiation. Look at this image. This is what flew out. Look at this image. Your third eye is being activated here. It says yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. So it's important for you to really take care of yourself. I don't know where I want to put it. You could have a new romance coming in with Chantel on the bottom here. New romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. Didn't I say that? Like you're opening your heart to receiving and giving love? I feel like I said that. I'm not sure. I could have said that on another pile, but it does feel like I said that on your pile. Let's get a shadow aspect that's coming out on this reading. Hard. Things are just difficult now. You need space to sort out your feelings to know what to do. Like they're being very clear. Like whatever it is that you're going through right now, it's challenging. But it's challenging because you're being turned into the gem that you are, the beautiful stone, the masterpiece that they know that you're capable of becoming. You know, this journey is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy, right? And we learn that as we go. So we have slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. Don't push yourself to get to the next level. Let things unfold. You've got a good pace going for you right now. Allow yourself to be honest, heal yourself, connect with your body, feel into your body. You know, there's a lot of things going on for you right now, but opening up to your soul and your heart right now is so important. Look, creativity is something that is coming through for you so strong. We have 43 here, which is 7, creation, and snake. Like, it's almost like your heart has been yearning to be the creative individual that it's always been meant to be. And right now, what your ancestors want you to know is that it's okay for you to be in a space of creativity. Like, if you get inspired, go and create. If you get inspired to do something, go and create that. Like, really focus on that right now because that will help bring you into a place of presence. And it's in that presence that we find stillness within our being. And through that stillness, you will find guidance. And that's a very powerful place for you to be. But again, this idea of shedding a skin, right? This feels like shedding a skin to me. He's like coming out of the heart, right? In the heart of gold. It's like showing that no matter what, like you've always been meant to shine bright. And you've held yourself back for various reasons. And now it's like it's hard to deny how beautiful your heart really is. But coming into a space of listening to your heart and knowing how beautiful your heart are two different things. And so what's going on here is listening to your heart is so important over the next part of your journey. Whether that's the next few months, that could be the next year, it could be even the next few years, but it's like really leaning into what your heart wants and knowing that that matters. Yeah, I could not make this stuff up. How much you shine. How much you shine right now. Just believe in yourself and know that you can trust yourself with whatever it is that's going on in life and that you are going to have a way to get out. The summertime should be, a very important time for you. It could be a very important time for you. But right now, it's just about letting your radiance just blast out to people and not being afraid of it either. Because it does feel like there was some like reservation here of I'm afraid of people seeing who I really am. People need you. They need your spirit. They need your energy. They need your light. But they'll never get that if you're scared to let yourself shine. Look, house 4. Ending on house 4. Cultural and family roots. Home, peace, and comfort. So this is something at home that's really been weighing on your shoulders. And they're trying to show you that you're healing something really, really deep right now. It's just a hard part on the journey. They hear your prayers. They're walking the journey with you. You're never alone. Okay? But this is something that's deep. This is like, you know that song by Jewel? It is the first... I can't sing it right now. I just can't. My throat is crazy. But the first cut is the deepest. Right? I think it's Jewel who sings that song. And that's what it's almost like you're going back to the very first cut that was ever given to you. I even said this could be from when you were born to the ages of 8. Like, this is something that is very much rooted at the home and the core. So let's go ahead and take a look at your talisman card here. I'm going to read this from the book. We'll find out what it says. We have intuition. Yeah, you're aware. You've been aware of where you're at. Like, this does not surprise me. You're a very intuitive person. Your third eye is being activated at this time. Sometimes you don't give yourself enough credit for how incredible you really are. So we do have the insignia here. If you'd like to pause this and screenshot it so you can copy that and carry it with you. I'm going to go ahead and read this. It says, you are wide awake and able to perceive higher level of awareness that helps you recognize secrets and subconscious intentions. The intuitive beetle is using the third eye gate to see through the prism of distortion. The answers you are seeking will come from within, from your divine knowledge and inner wisdom. Your intuition will help you read people's body language, facial expressions if they are in disagreement with their words and actions. Allow time and space to practice putting your newly found feelings into words, but know that your present situation will benefit significantly from your keen intuition. It says, I am awake and I see. Yeah, so you're just being initiated. Like, that's what I kept feeling this whole time, like a deep initiation. So you're about to open up to a much deeper gift. And isn't that interesting? Because when we got the angel card, I was even saying that, like, your third eye is being fully activated here. And with the House of Gods coming out, both of the cards coming out, it just really feels like you are in the process of initiation. Like, this is something that was meant to happen on your journey. But because this is you pushing through the spiritual walls of what you've known and what you've grown comfortable in, that's why it's so difficult. That's just a difficult place to be at, but you're learning. You're learning something very, very valuable for your journey. And your ancestors want you to know that this is going to help clear the lineage and that you're a very special person on their lineage for them because you're the one that chose to do this journey. So don't give up. Keep going because you're doing an amazing job, okay? So if you feel like this reading resonates with you, leave a little ladybug emoji down below and say, allow my third eye to be fully activated. And leave me a thumbs up. But I am going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful shard of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, and this is going to be your reading on what messages do your ancestors have for you. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary below in the description box where you can reach out to me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do really hope to see you there. And as for memberships, just because I did get sick, they did get put on hold. However, they are going to be getting released here soon. I was really hoping to get them done in November, but, you know, we cannot change things that are beyond our control. So keep an eye out, and I promise that you will be the first to know as soon as they do go live. Yeah, I believe that is everything. I do still have a little bit of a cough and I'm a little bit plugged up, so hang with me, but I am feeling pretty good and I'm excited to be here giving you guys your reading. So let's get into it and find out what messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them, Swords. What messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them? What messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them? Okay, so we've got the first house, Gemini energy, and Mars. I like how it's all in like a straight line, which is making me think of Sagittarius energy right now for some reason. So you might be a Sag. Oh, you might have first house Sag, so you could be a Sagittarius rising. You could also have Sagittarius sun sign. So those are the two that are coming through right off the bat. And remember, anything that comes out on the dice, that might resonate with you as well. So see what we got going on here. What messages do your ancestors have for you? Looks like you're becoming more adaptable to something that's going on, like maybe something that was really hard to get through or something that was really difficult to deal with. Something that was definitely affecting your confidence here. And it's like there's this energy with these 3 dice. There's this energy coming out like, no more. I'm not going to let you affect me. I'm not going to let you have the best of me. Like, I am a warrior and I'm going to stand in my warrior energy and I'm going to kick some butt and take some names along the way. And that's exactly what it feels like you're doing. And so your ancestors want you to know that they're very proud of you for standing firm and standing strong on your journey, right? This is like also keeping in mind like that you've let go of misfortunate things, like things that were not serving you, things that weren't working out for you. It's like sometimes there can be disasters that come up in life, and it's like you're seeing it for what it is. Like, it's not good or bad, it just simply is. And it's helping you to deal with, maybe you've been overthinking in the past, like where you were worried about whether or not this was right for you or whether you were doing the right thing. And now you are seeing that I'm doing what's necessary for me to become the best version of myself. And that's what matters, rather than, am I doing the right thing? Did I do too much? Did I not do enough? Did I go over here? Like, it's really helping you with the overthinking and seeing that it is exactly as it's meant to be. And it has always been as it was meant to be. Even though maybe at one point in time you were kind of caught up in that, just that overthinking keeps coming through. Really, it does, right? And so you've definitely adapted to this new way of being, and you're finding it easier to take action and to be really passionate about yourself, whether that's in regards to your body or your leadership or how you are seen out in the world or just direction in your life is what this feels like. You're taking a very secure form of direction for you and what it is that you want to do in your life. And it's just coming out pretty strong here. So let's see what comes out in the tarot. Angel. Alright, so what does pile number 3's ancestors, what messages do you have for pile number 3? What messages do you have for pile number 3, pile 3's ancestors? What messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them? What messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them? Thank you. What messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them? What messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them? Yeah, feeling more confident in the way that you're going through life and shoring up old situations, circumstances, situationships. Wow. No, we're not doing that. Okay, they want this one. I'll take that one, but not the whole stack. That was like 20 cards. We're not doing that. Alright, what messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them? Oh, thank you. That's interesting. This card has come out in every single pile. The Knight of Swords. Interesting. So what messages does pile number 3's ancestors have for them? Okay, thank you. And so is the Two of Swords. This is a trip. So definitely some underlying messages across the collective here, but some of you could have come from all 3 piles. And again, if you have, leave a purple heart down below and say, I've made it. I truly do appreciate you. The purple heart is always reserved for those of you that go through the whole reading. Yeah, this is just saying, like, you're on the path to a positive outcome. All right, this is what this is saying. And it's saying that you've committed to something, to becoming a better version of yourself. Look at this. We have the Two of Coins coming out in the reverse. And there's been a lot of twists and turns to that. There's been a lot of upsets along the way. Maybe you've been cheated on, or maybe you felt spiritually disheartened, or maybe you felt like completely defeated a couple of times, like not making any progress, but they want you to know that you are gaining clarity because of this. Like, it all had to do with the way that you thought about yourself. And now they're saying that you're learning how to commit to this journey based on this is what's right for me, and that's okay. I'm not going to let my journey scare me anymore because it scares other people. Or I'm not going to let myself scare me anymore because I may scare or intimidate other people, right? And so they're showing here that they're very proud of you because you've learned how to commit to yourself. And that's part of this process. You've had a lot of uncertainty, a lot of mental anguish here. Let's see what comes out in the cards here. Yeah. So we have the Empress in the reverse. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So it's interesting because in the other two piles, the Knight of Swords was actually talking about the querent, okay? But here with the Empress and the Knight of Swords, we're talking about someone else in your energy. Like, and that's what I felt too, is like almost like you've got this like fire beneath you that says, no, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm not going to deal with this energy. I'm not going to deal with your BS. I'm not going to deal with whatever it is that you're trying to bring into my life. Like, if it's chaos, then you take your chaos and your pretty little self and go sit in the corner and you deal with it yourself, because I am not taking that on. That is not something that I want to carry, and I'm not. This has to do with somebody that's been very impulsive, somebody who has tried to drag you down. This has to do with somebody who has been very, like, false nurturing is the energy that's coming through here. It's like, I'm going to nurture you so that I can beat you down later because I nurtured you. Like, holding it over your head, excuse me. And then being like, well, you owe me. You owe me because I did X, Y, Z for you. You ever had a person in your life? This is what they're telling me. It's like, okay, so say you get a flat tire. All right, this is the example. Let's just say you get a flat tire and you call your friend and you're like, look, I know that you're a mechanic and you can help me change my flat tire. Like, I truly don't know how to change this flat tire. Again, this is just an example. And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll come and I'll help you change your tire. And so you're like, oh, thank you, you're a lifesaver. Like, I just don't know how to do it. Like, I just really appreciate you. And they're like, yeah, no problem. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. No worries, no worries, no worries. They come, they help you change your tire. Months go by. And all of a sudden, they get a bug up their rear end and they're mad at you. And they're like, hey, you know what? You owe me. Don't you remember when I came and changed your tire? And you're like, wait, you said not to worry about it. And they're like, yeah, well, this is different. And you're like, but why would you tell me not to worry about it if later you were planning on using it against me? And that's the type of energy that this is. It's just like somebody who expects you to bow down to their every whim just because they may have helped you, or maybe they supported you, or maybe they gave you money, they did this, they did that. It's like in their mind, because they have some form of like, it's like they feel like they are holding something over your head. And they feel like because I'm holding that over your head, you owe me. And I can dictate how you live and how you act and how you feel. And I'm going to control your every move. And because they're not able to control your every move right now, right, you've really been committing to yourself. You've really been committing to the journey, but this person or this situation, this could be a situation, it's just left you feeling very deflated, defeated. Like, but there's almost this guilt that's coming around you that your ancestors are pointing out, like, if you let them go, like, it's almost like I'm cheating on you, but not in the sense of, like, laying down with another person. Like, it's like you're, okay, so there's this funny thing that I picked up along the way. I couldn't even tell you where I picked it up from, but if you have dogs, you'll get what I'm saying. You have dogs, you go out and you pet another dog and you come home and your dogs are like, they can't leave you alone because you pet another dog. And somewhere along the way I started saying, my dogs are saying, who'd you cheat on me with? Like, and but you're not, right? You're not. It's just something that happens along the way. But it's like, because they weren't there, like, you somehow feel a little bit guilty because they weren't there during that. And that's what this energy is. Like, I'm trying to paint it in a way that makes sense. It's like this person, this energy, this job, this situation. It's like you have such an attachment to it that if you were to, like, leave it, walk away from them, or do something like that, that it's almost like you feel guilty for having chosen yourself, right? But you are choosing this is what's so crazy, is that you are actually choosing yourself, and your ancestors don't want you to feel guilty for having to leave this situation. This could be a mother figure, a father figure, because we do have the Empress and we have the Pope here, indicating both mother and father. This could be a child, it could be family, this could be a boss. This could be I even just heard a religious leader, like you just don't resonate with them anymore, and you've been going there for a long time, and it's just, you don't want to feel like you're giving up on something that might potentially have something going for it in the future. But they're showing here that there is nothing. Like, it's just basically like you're on the path to a positive outcome, and this energy, whatever it is in the past, and they're going to continue with that into the future. And they want you to rebalance yourself, because it's imbalancing and grounding yourself and continuing to work on yourself. You're actually going to find a solution to this with the Six of Swords here. You know, this is like all about, when the Six of Swords comes out, it's a very interesting card, because it kind of is the same both reverse and upright, but it's a little bit different in the way of, when it's in the upright, it's like, I don't want to rock the boat. And then when it's in the reverse, it's kind of like, I'm sorry I rocked the boat. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like feeling that guilt. And so it's like the Six of Swords is all about getting your head straight and finding that balance. Again, this is just a very basic meaning of it, but it's we're looking at this and it's saying, you know, I want you to find this clarity. I want you to stop putting yourself in this cage and feeling like you have to make yourself smaller because someone else feels like you owe them. Because newsflash, they feel like the whole world owes them. Not just you. They feel like the whole world owes them. Like they deserve to be, you know, given everything for free because of whatever it is. You know, like they feel like nobody suffered like they have. Nobody's gone through it like they have. Nobody knows what life is like they do. Or they may be somebody that is like they can't say no. Like that idea of like what I was saying, like the mechanic, right? Like they can't say no. And then later they're mad because they couldn't say no. And so that resentment plays out in all different types of ways. It gets portrayed as like you owe them, but it's really just them projecting that resentment onto you because they don't know how to heal that within themselves. They're just stuck in a cycle. And they're trying to get you stuck into a mental... It's like being a head basket. That's what I hear. They want you to be a head basket. And that's what your ancestors don't want you to get stuck in. Let's get some clarifiers out here for pile 3. Please have some clarifying cards here. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have the King of Wands coming out. It did kind of come out. I don't take these in the reversal, but it did kind of come out in the reversal here. It's like they want you to self-sabotage by not feeling like you can be confident in yourself. They like bringing you down to a lower vibration because then they feel like they can dictate whether or not you're going to move forward and take care of yourself. And that's what Source is saying, like to keep healing your inner child, to keep loving yourself here. Your ancestors want you to understand that you're here to make changes for the better, regardless of where this person is at. You're growing beyond them, right? You're growing beyond them. They're just, it's like, they want to play the angel and the devil on the shoulders. It's a very odd imagery here, but that's what they want. It's almost like if I could be pile 3's conscience, I would. And I would tell them that they're a terrible person. I would make them feel really bad about themselves. I would tell them that they don't know what they're talking about, that they don't have any special skills, that they don't have any special talent, that they don't have any of this, because everything that you do is a trigger for this person, because everything that anybody does in life is a trigger for this person. What an awful place to live in. Like, you just feel so awful about yourself that everything that goes on around you is literally a trigger. Someone sneezes and it sets you off on some mental downfall within. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're trying to point out here. Is to not get caught up in this. Like, this person was brought into your life so that you could realize that you are capable. You are a confident individual, and that above all else, you deserve to be capable and confident for yourself and your own journey. Yeah. And to continue to nurture yourself, we have the Queen of Cups here. Not to give your energy away for free. Like, there's messages that are coming to you. You may have an affinity with fish, and they're saying to listen to those messages that are coming. Like, you may have a fish tank, like your own fish that you talk to all the time. Like, that's all you talk to is your fish. I don't know why, but that's just the energy that's coming through here. I've never gotten that from this card before, but that's the energy. It's like, just saying here, it's like, continue to have those moments, because you're actually finding clarity. You're finding peace in those moments. Or like, if you go and spend time at a pond, or if you like to fish or something like that, like spending time around water is going to really help you find balance and clarity. You may be a water sign or have a water Venus. I don't know why that's so important, but that's what's coming through here. And that's something like, being with the water helps you to give and receive love, and it helps you to see the balance. I see what they're going with this. Okay, I see now. Yeah, look, we have the moon on the bottom. I didn't know that was on the bottom. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. But this is Piscean energy here. It's like, again, this idea of being in the water. Yeah. Like, that's where you're going to let the skeletons, or, well, I heard sleeping dogs lie, but where skeletons lie, you're going to leave it in the water. You're going to see that this person has to deal with their own things, and it's not fair that they're projecting it onto you, but at the same time, regardless if it's fair or it isn't, you can't change how they're showing up. You can only change how you choose to believe about yourself. And this person's just really trying to make you feel like you don't deserve to do the things that you do. Like, they just wait. It's like this person lays and waits for you to feel just a little bit of lack of confidence, and then they come out swinging. Look at this. We have the Queen of Wands. And the truth is that you could put this person, I mean, there's just no comparison. You could really just demolish this person, obliterate them. Like, there's just no comparison. And that's why they have such an issue with you, because you're a very authoritative figure. I mean, like, you've got the King and Queen of Wands. You're balancing out your ability, the fire within, right? This is the solar plexus chakra coming through for me here. And this is saying you're balancing out the fire within. And your love and your water, the light, the water within you is not dousing that out. In fact, it's allowing you to boil the water even, and not like to be reactive here, but when the heat needs to be brought, you bring it, and you bring it in a way that's still loving and kind and gentle. And it's like this person, they can't comprehend what that is. They don't understand it, so they feel like they deserve to be treated differently by you. And maybe there's like, this could be a family member, somebody that's been around you for a long time. So maybe this is somebody that has been treated differently by you before. And now, because you're growing and you're finding balance and you're learning, look at these red dresses here. This is telling me you're finding that this is your right to belong. You have a right to belong here. You have a right to take imperfect action. You have a right to love and to be loved. Regardless if they're going to be in that role or not, it doesn't matter. Just because they're not doesn't mean that that's not, that you don't deserve those things. And so you're finding a balance here of feeling like I truly do belong. And your ancestors want you to know to keep feeling into that. Because the more you feel grounded and the more you believe in yourself and the more that you trust yourself, the more that you're going to see that this person just is very small-minded and living in a place of lack and poverty. And your abundant soul is what triggers them. But because they're in such an old version of life, it's like as the world continues to change and grow and come into a new dimension. That's what we're doing. We're shifting dimensions as we speak. It's just happening. It's like, we listen to the way people are talking. Like, I didn't watch TV for like 5-6 years, and then all of a sudden I started watching TV, and it was like people are talking about things that I was learning about before I watched TV. And it's like you see these shifts starting to happen, and it's like people who aren't on the program are getting left behind, and in getting left behind, they're getting left with these very uncomfortable emotions that they've got welling up inside of them. And the only place that they've ever known to put those emotions is out on everyone else. And they used to be able to do that to you, and your ancestors are showing you here that they're not able to do that anymore. Because when you need to, you bite back, but you're not even mean about it. Like, it's like you're so honest and truthful about what it is that's going on. They can't say anything. And so they either sit in silence, or they try to change the topic, or they just basically leave. They won't say anything, right? Like, that's just, it's like they just act like a child when it comes up. And so they're just showing you here is that this has been brought into your life to help balance you out from this energy. Because this person was capable of creating a lot of imbalance in your life before they were, or the situation. This could be a job, it could be a place, it could be anything. But it had precedence in your mind and in your heart and your soul at one point. And they could make you feel a certain way. They could make you think a certain way. They could make you behave a certain way just by their actions. But suddenly the truth was made clear to you. And you know that however they're acting, however they're behaving, has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. So you leave that on them. And now because they don't have some place to put it, right? You're not allowing them to be a garbage truck and dump their garbage on you anymore. They have to hold their garbage, and it's getting really yucky and stinky and gooey and nasty, and it's like you're totally shielded from that. Look at this, the Seven of Swords. This person, they just want to take everything away from you. They're standing in the darkness. Look at this energy. It's just not that good. Again, with fish, I had no idea this was on the bottom. That's so crazy. But this energy, it's like your fish is something about fish is prosperous. You could be a Pisces. Pisces could be or this person could be a Pisces, right? But it's like this person's playing a role in helping you just basically ignore energy like this. Like it's not even reacting or responding to it. You just ignore it. Like I have no time for that. I have no space for you because I have so many other things that I have to take care of. And the more that you act like that, the more space you take up. Like she has her shadow on the wall here. She's walking. Her dress is taking up all this room. Look at how much space this person is taking up. So little. Like they don't even want to show themselves because they can't. Because they don't have the ability to show themselves to the world who they really are. So they hide behind this emotional ego, the way that they've always been, acting big, acting mean, acting however they acted. And here you are living your best life. Look, the pot of honey is pouring into her cream and sugar, baby. I mean, you got it all. You're living it up. This they just don't understand how you're not reacting to them anymore. They can't fathom what possibly could have changed when they maybe held so much precedence in your life. And now you're just taking care of yourself. Why? Because you love yourself with true love on the bottom. This love is once in a lifetime. This card came out in another pile as well, so you could be here from one of the other piles. But in all three piles, the love deck has pointed at finding true love, okay? So this person could be an ex-lover, an ex, or this could be someone who you just never gave that opportunity to. It could be a family member who doesn't want to see you in love. Again, the combinations of this could be infinite here, but truly what's going on here is you found the love of your life is you. And whatever comes from that, comes from that. But it's like, I'm going to love myself completely and wholly. And this is like that balance of masculine and feminine energies. And I feel like because of that, you are calling in who's meant to be in your life, whether that's 26 on the clock, okay? Whether that's soul family, a lover, a soulmate, whatever it is that you want to call it, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that works for you, that's what you're calling in, okay? But you're not in this place any longer of trying to beg somebody to give you their love, because you know you don't need to. But this person's stuck in the past where maybe one time you were begging them for their love, and they knew that they could get away with whatever it was that they were doing because they knew that they weren't going to give you their love, but they could control how you were acting. Okay, they don't want those. They want this one here. They were very clear about that. Let's look at what those were, just to be sure. Yeah, so we have reliability, look, and snow leopard. This person's watching you, this energy here. They're just watching you become a very reliable person in your life, taking charge for yourself. That's all they can do. There's nothing else they can do. Excuse me. Some people, like, it's just sad that some people are so worried about where another person is going that they leave no space for them to work on themselves. You know, it's just sad that that happens sometimes. It's like, I honestly pity people like this. Yeah, definitely energy coming through here. Your radiance. You're just shining so bright. You are just in your world. And because of that, like, it's just, you're appearing differently. You seem different. You seem more abundant. You're emerging as this beautiful individual, this wonderful individual, incredible individual. Right? Like, you're just really owning yourself and letting yourself relish in your power. You deserve to. And you deserve to trust yourself. Like, that's been a message across all three piles. Magic works through you. Exactly. The more you align with yourself, the more you're going to manifest the life of your dreams. 2828 as I'm showing you this. Interesting. Seeing these mirroring numbers. That was crazy. I didn't even notice the clock the whole time. Like, we have butterfly spirit on the bottom. Transformation is beautiful. Number 11. Yeah, definitely transcending time. Definitely growing. Bring a gentle touch with number 18. So you could have been a very kind soul in the past, and people took your kindness for weakness, and that may have been your weakness. It may have been a weak point for you, but now you're knowing that, like, okay, so what is it? Maybe you were really nice. Maybe you were really nice in your past, and that's where your weakness was lying. And now you're a kind person, understanding that just because I'm kind doesn't mean I'm weak, right? There's a total difference between kindness and niceness. Niceness means you're a doormat, and being kind means that you have boundaries. And so a lot of people don't see that transition, right? Especially people who take advantage of nice people. They don't see that transition because they don't want to. So when somebody is still gentle and has boundaries, it just kind of like leaves them in this place of like, what? But they're nice. And it's like they don't understand that, no, you're not nice, you're kind. It's a misconception. Yeah, so we have Cancer energy, nurture, comfort, and protection. So you are protected. You're nurturing yourself. Finding comfort with being yourself, too. And they're proud of you. They just want you to know that, like, this was all a part of the journey. Even though it was difficult, dealing with this person or dealing with this situation, of course it was difficult. It was meant to be difficult. Right? Because nothing that is simple for us to go through do we ever truly deeply appreciate. It's easy for us to take for granted the things that are given to us freely and easily without effort, you know? But the things that we have to work for, we truly, truly appreciate them, and we know that we can honor them. So let's see what the shadow energy is that's coming through on your reading. What is the shadow here, Source? Whoa, holy moly. Okay, so we have childish. Didn't I say this person acts almost childish? So they do want blind spot. Caught up in the world when you can't even see what's really going on. Ask a trusted friend for advice. I feel like this is the energy that this person's had you in, and then they want me to show you childish. Someone has to be the adult in the room. Maybe the term should be grow up or get out. Yeah, so this is that energy. This is what it is that's coming through here. It's like that's the shadow aspect that you're dealing with. It's a blind spot because at one point in time, it's like you let this person maybe control your emotions or control the way that you were, and now they don't have that, and so they're just acting very childish. The more you set boundaries, the more childish this person acts. Like, we have ask for help. Isn't that interesting? Ask a trusted friend for advice. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. So I feel like this is your ancestors coming in saying, like, we're here trying to help you. All you have to do is ask. And, you know, I tell a lot of people this, and if you're struggling to ask for help, you know, just tell them, look, ancestors of highest light and love, I give you permission to interfere in my life as you see fit to help guide me back towards my path of purpose. It's a great way to invite them in because they're not going to make changes in your life unless you give them permission. That's free will, right? But if we give them permission to come back into our lives and help us, they will. So there's that boundary here where they're not going to interfere with your free will, but if you give them the permission to, they're going to really help you see this. Yeah, I'm not surprised this came out. We have number 2 with secrets links. So this has been kept secret from you because that's what this situation, this person, this place, this job, that's what they're trying to do. They don't want you to see who they truly are because they were so... It was like maybe in the past you were readily able to give them your energy because that's what you were taught to do or that's what you believed was right. And so they're trying to keep themselves shielded from you and who they are. But it's like the more that you grow, the more that they can't help but react to your growth and get triggered and show their true selves at every turn. And it's like, it just really feels like this person or this situation is trying to take the most advantage of you that they can because they're so used to getting away with it. Okay? So we do have earth energy, persistence, patience, and practicality. Yeah, so you're a very patient person. You're patiently walking this journey. You've done a lot here. You're doing a good job. And then we have yin energy with intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. So again, all the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And then we also have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy here. So they're just saying to still be patient with the journey, be patient with yourself most of all, and allow yourself to receive that which is meant for you on the journey. So let's see what your angel card is. Isaiah. It's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. So there's definitely big changes coming, okay? Like, you're in the process of a spiritual growth. It feels like that's kind of been a collective message here. So it's definitely coming, and just being aware that you are being given the green light to take care of yourself here, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at what your talisman oracle is, and we'll read this from the book. We've got navigation. Look, fish! Look! Oh my gosh, that is so trippy. I didn't even know. I said that earlier. There's something about fish with your reading. Holy moly. Thank you so much, Source, for that. That's so trippy. I love that. Okay, here's the insignia. If you'd like to pause this and screenshot that, you can copy that down and carry it with you. And let me read this to you. That is such a trip. I believe this is the lionfish. The sea lionfish? I don't know. Not the sea lion. It's like the lionfish or something like that. I don't know. They're pretty crazy. I saw it at the aquarium last year. It's a pretty cool fish. Okay, it says it's time to tap into your innate navigation system and plan your trip. Determine where you're heading and imagine the final destination where you see yourself at peace. After all, even the best GPS wouldn't do you any good if you don't know the address. Determine where you are right now in your life and clarify your vision and check what attitudes will help you along the way. Forming a new healthy habit doesn't come easily, but you can prevail with a strong will and determination. This card can also symbolize finding your calling and purpose in life. It says, this is my goal, or state your goal in a very concise sentence. Okay, so yeah, definitely, where's your end end game here? Like, what are you looking to gather from your growth? Like, where are you trying to go? Like, if you're in this situation, like, is this something that you want on the journey with you? Like, your ancestors are trying to give you guidance here. They're trying to help you get out of this as well, with this being a navigation card. It's like they're trying to help you navigate these dirty, mucky, yucky waters. So that could have been what the message with the fish was all along, but there's definitely something about fish. So you could be a Pisces. This could be a Pisces. Pisces could be a highly aspect in your chart. But they definitely something with fish. Like I said, you could have pet fish, or you could live near the ocean, or you could like fishing. So they're just trying to help you get through this, though, and help you experience the emotions that you need to experience so you can really let this go. You don't need this type of sneaky energy, right? This is very sneaky energy in your life because you're coming up into a very abundant time on your journey. All right, so this is what I see for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little fish emoji down below and say, I'm open to receiving my navigational guidance, so that source and your ancestors know that you're ready to receive this higher vibrational energy. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, though, and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, Pile 3, stay human. Bye.